Alrighty, guys, to finish us off, we have the Super Rugby Aotearoa. We have the Super Rugby over in New Zealand, which has been absolutely unreal. Like, I've really been enjoying live streaming it, really been enjoying getting around the sport. And I tell you what, there's been some hectic games. There's been some unreal games. And I'm actually really looking forward to talking about the one game this week was actually the one I wasn't looking forward to. You know, I was actually looking mostly forward to the Chiefs versus the Blues game, which ended up being a little bit of a disappointment, unfortunately. The Blues ended up winning that game 24-12, but the other game between the Hurricanes and Crusaders, it actually finished in the end. The Crusaders ended up winning 39-25. Yeah, 39-25. Now, look, the reason why I thought, actually, no, we'll get into that in a second, but Hayden, what did you think of that round? Like, I went into that round thinking the Chiefs versus the Blues was going to be incredible. I kept telling you how it's going to be one of the best games that I've seen, and it turned out to be a little bit of a drizzle fest post-game, but it was a bit of a drizzle fest in the rain over there in New Zealand.
Yeah, it was bloody overhyped. It was a little bit annoying. We've both jumped on the Chiefs this year, and they've disappointed us.
Chiefs
really
wagon's really broken down. There's only one wheel left, mate. There's like one wheel left.
Final chance this week. It's going to be a tough game for the Chiefs, but no, I didn't think much of the game.
Yeah, look, it wasn't exactly the greatest game. There was so much drop ball. It was raining. It was wet. It was just deplorable conditions, and I guess that ruined what was probably going to be. But then again, the Blues are a good team this year, man. The Blues, I did say they were going to be second place this year. I thought the Chiefs were going to be first and the Blues were going to be second. And I'm not going to say Chiefs first, but I'm going to say the Blues probably might actually genuinely finish on top of the Aotearoa table at the end of the season. And it's interesting because they haven't even been playing Dan Carter. Dan Carter hasn't come into the squad. They've won these opening two games successfully, and they haven't even brought in Dan Carter. Obviously, they haven't actually come up against the Crusaders yet. That's who I'm looking forward to seeing because Crusaders have won back-to-back. The Crusaders have won back-to-back. So when I see them come up against the Crusaders, if they win that game and they win it well, then okay, Blues are here to stay. They have beat the Chiefs. That's a good win. They have beat the Hurricanes. It's not exactly the most impressive of wins because after what I saw with the Hurricanes against the Crusaders, you know, their decision making is a little bit dodgy. But yeah, in regards to the Chiefs game, do you think the Chiefs are done? Like, what? This is two. Obviously, there's 10 rounds, right? There's 9 rounds because you've got to have a bye. Actually, there's 2 byes, so you have 8 rounds. They've lost a quarter of their games already. Then 2 games out of 8. Am I right there? When there's 2 byes, yeah, there would be 2 byes because they play each other twice. 2 byes. Do you think the Chiefs are done now? Because they would need to basically win. I'd only say they need to win 6 out of 6 from here on out.
I don't want to say that they are done, but it's looking like it. I think that they're definitely proving that they're out of the top 2. I think the Crusaders and the Blues are definitely at another class above what the Chiefs are performing at. But they've got the side to really come back and do some damage. But as you said, they'll need to win all their games from here on out. And tough game this week.
It is a tough game this week against the Crusaders. We'll get into our tip in a second, but I don't necessarily believe they are out just yet, but they're definitely on the uphill right now. They're at the uphill, and they've got about probably 2,000 meters to go, and they've just put their foot on the first little inverted bit, and the inverted bit's like this. It's not like this. It's like this. So it's going to be a difficult one for the Chiefs, but they do come up against the Crusaders, and if they win that one, they're right back into it. Look, next game was the Hurricanes versus Crusaders, and the Crusaders came out and they proved that they were rusty and still won convincingly. I don't give a shit that the game was relatively close until the last couple of minutes. The Hurricanes scored 25 points and they scored 1 try. The Hurricanes scored 25 points and scored 1 try. So that means they kicked 4 penalties. Well, they kicked 4 penalties and 1 field goal. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. I watched a whole game where they kicked 4 penalties, a field goal, and 1 try. That was all that happened. And the reason why I kept saying throughout the whole live stream, you cannot go against the Crusaders and expect to beat them by field goals. You cannot go against the Crusaders and expect to beat them by the 3-pointers that they're taking. So, look, that's my thoughts. Did you have any different thoughts on that one? Because I just think the Hurricanes were good in that game, and I think they would have won that game if they had have gone for the tries.
Gone for the tries, yeah. I 100% agree. They put in a good performance, but if they would have went for the tries, they would have had a better chance. But the Crusaders are a class above anyone else. At the moment, the Crusaders, for mine, are probably the benchmark of the competition. You could argue that the Blues I wouldn't put the Chiefs up there. So I guess you could argue between the Crusaders and the Blues, and they've obviously won back-to-back titles, but they were really good on the weekend.
Yeah, look, it's difficult for me. I don't think I'll put the Blues as the benchmark until after the Crusaders game. Once they can beat the Crusaders, then I will put them as the class above, and I'll put the Blues as the benchmark. But for now, still got the Crusaders. Still think they're a bit rusty, but rustiness still scored 39 points. So a bit out of control there, scoring 39 points whilst you're rusty.